Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is 4th March and also the first Saturday of March. Do you know what is celebrated on the first Saturday of March every year? If you thought it's the World Platypus Day, you're right. So, on this occasion, let's learn 10 weird facts about the platypus. The first fact is that platypuses are venomous. They might look cute and cuddly, but when you come across a male platypus and it thinks that you are a threat to it, then you will be in a painful shock. Male platypuses have a hollow spur on each hind leg connected to a venom secreting gland, and while the venom is lethal, there are no recorded deaths from platypuses or from platypus stings. The second fact is that they give sharks a run for their money, at least as far as electroreception is concerned. For those who don't know what is electroreception is the biological ability to perceive natural electrical stimuli. It has been observed almost exclusively in aquatic or amphibious animals, since saltwater is a much better conductor than air. The currently known exceptions of electroreception are echidnas, cockroaches, and bees. Like a shark, the platypus uses electronic impulses to detect underwater prey and locate objects in the darkest depths of the creeks and rivers they call home. So, to concentrate, it closes its eyes, ears, and nose each time it dives and digs in the bottom of streams with its bill. Due to its excellent sense of electroreception, the platypus will react to an artificial shrimp if a small electrical current is passed through it. With the help of electroreception, they feed on fresh shrimps, insect larvae, worms, and yabbies, which they bring to the surface to eat. The third fact is that platypus is one of the two monotremes. Monotremes are mammals which lay eggs. Yes, and there are 5 species of monotremes, all being in Australia. The 5 species of monotremes include 4 species of the echidna and 1 species of the platypus. Due to this reason, all the monotremes present on Earth are found in the Australian continent. The fourth fact is that they are overdressers. With 2 layers of fur for insulation and waterproofing, platypuses use the fur to trap a layer of air next to the skin so they can remain buoyant and dry when they are underwater, which they are a lot. The platypus spends about 12 hours every day underwater looking for food. The fifth one is that platypuses are cute, but the babies are even cuter. This could be why the name for a baby platypus is a puggle. And a baby platypus who has 1 wizard parent and 1 human parent is a muggle-puggle. The sixth fact is that they are even harder to spot now than they used to be. Yes, prolonged droughts, bushfires, and land clearing have impacted the platypus's habitat and decreased their population to just 300,000. So, if we don't want the modern platypus to go the same way as the 70 centimeter long ancestors, it's more important than ever to work towards conservation and restoration of platypus and their habitat. Did you know that the Australian government has already started to take steps? Yes, the Australian government had planned to build the world's first platypus sanctuary in 3rd March of 2021. The Platypus Sanctuary is the Royal National Park of Sydney. The 7th one is that platypuses are real. Yes, when platypuses were first discovered in 1798, British scientists thought they were a hoax created by different parts of different animals together. The webbed feet and a bill like a duck, a body like an otter, and a tail like a beaver. But the joke was on them. The platypus is real and it is awesome. The 8th fact is that platypuses use their tails for all sort of things. Unlike beavers, which have very visually similar tails, platypuses don't use their tails to slap the water in warning or even to move them through the water. Yes, beavers slap their tails in water. Along with this fact, you can learn 9 other facts in one of my videos which I will release on 7th April. This is because 7th April is World Beaver Day. But now, let's learn more about this platypus fact. So, unlike slapping the tails like a beaver, most of the time the primary function of the platypus's tail is just to store up to nearly half of the animal's body fat in case of a food shortage. A female platypus also uses her tail to hold incubating eggs against her warm body. The 9th fact is that a platypus doesn't have a stomach. Most animals have stomachs to break down the food they eat and make it easier to digest. The platypus, however, eats food that breaks down easily enough on its own, so it doesn't really need a stomach for complex digestion. The only problem with not having a stomach is that a platypus can only store a limited amount of the food in its tail. If it doesn't have a stomach, it doesn't have anywhere to store food. So, it eats all day long, consuming nearly 30% of its own body weight. The last and the most mysterious fact is the 10th one. The fact is that platypuses may be real-life aliens. Yes, no one knows why, but when these small brown creatures are put under UV lights, they give off a biofluorescent green-blue glow. This is strange, but even stranger are the people who keep putting them under UV lights. Looks like Dan Povenmire knew what he was doing when he created Perry the Platypus. For those who don't know Perry the Platypus, it is a fictional bipedal platypus from the American animated series Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy's Law. The shocking part is that this program started in 2008 and platypuses were known to be biofluorescent in the year 2020. So, he accurately predicted the future. In the upcoming clip, you can see that he himself was shocked.
Okay, so about 20 years ago, I designed this character. Perry the Platypus. And I colored him a teal green because I just thought it looked cool. But since then, I've had to answer this question a lot.
You know, platypuses aren't green.
And kids' heads aren't triangles. What's your point? But guess what just happened? This is a real thing that just happened. They just discovered that platypuses have a special kind of bioluminescence. And in ultraviolet light, they glow green. I called it.
Ah, Patty, the platypus, why are you green again? Is it because Dan was decades ahead of the scientific community?
I posted that in 2020 when that discovery first made news. But since then, I found this picture of what they actually look like under a black light. It's this color exactly. It looks like this.
The video ends here. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon. Thank you for watching the video. See you soon.